Perfect. There is one amazing insight that comes out of this story, Aditya, which is sometimes, if there is churn, I think rather than just having this knee-jerk panic reaction to it, I think it profits to ask, who is churning out? Is it your ideal customer profile or ICP, as you said, or is it somebody else? So, can you talk about, maybe take a couple of minutes and just help us think around this point? How do you know which churn to react to and which churn to say, I sort of suspected that would happen, and let me actually focus on the people who are staying back and make it smoother. And so slowly my acquisition is also going to shift towards more of the people who are loyal. So it's almost like iterative logic in acquisition, right? The first wave of people that you get in is like a mix of those who are meant for you and those who are not. And then some of them are churning out, and you have to now figure out a logic to think of, okay, whom to pay attention to when they are churning out and whom not to, right? So how do you do that balancing?
So, in very interesting question here, right? And I kind of hang my hat on what I was talking about around irrational loyalty. That you will find customers who are, like, you look at the data and you're like, why are they still buying from me? Practically at that level, right? And you go back and you look across their history with you, or you look at their profile, where they came from, demographics. Somewhere you'll find a pattern, right?
Right.
You know, uh, in the previous example that I gave, uh, what we saw here was one pattern that we noticed was a very fast acceleration in their product adoption. So whatever product usage metrics we had, it was like
Hmm.
sign up at 11 o'clock, and then like 1 o'clock, it's like gone straight up, right? Whereas everyone else was kind of slowly going up, right? You'll find those patterns. And that's the way to kind of look back and then use that as a way to identify the same segment of users as they're coming in the door.
Right. Like hunger
Right?
almost, right? You
Yeah,
can
absolutely. Right. Again, to take Canva, like maybe their most loyal customers, or their ideal profile is people who say, I'm just making this up. I have no idea, but I'm just making this up. Who makes say 3 designs in the first week of signing up, right? And then maybe you focus and center all your efforts on retention against everyone who has signed up and has done completed 3 designs in the first week. And you're like, okay, these are the guys I have to focus on. If I have to retain somebody in my entire user base, it should be these guys. If I lose the others, I live with that, but these I cannot afford to lose. Right. So you have to find those signals, you have to find those metrics that are predictive of saying that these guys are going to be, you know, irrationally loyal and supremely profitable for you going forward as well, right? So how do you predict that? It's obviously going to dramatically vary from business to business. um, I remember many years ago hearing about this from one of the earliest kind of health e-commerce businesses in the country. And that was a time when you didn't have as many as you had right now, but they were like, people who buy protein shake are my ideal customer profile. If they have the guts, this is, I'm talking about a decade ago, to buy something like this online,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
They will buy pretty much anything from me, right?
Right.
I don't care if the person who, tried to buy, say, N95 mask came back or didn't come back, but these guys are a big deal to me and they matter, and I will do anything to hold on to them. And once I hold on to them, I will try and cross sell them anything, because I don't know what else they pick up.
So it's almost like what you're saying sounds like there are a few people who are sort of natural super users because of, and it's something about them, right? And something about them, and they are like, I don't bother about all the little friction here and there, but I see the value this product brings to me, and I'm going to spend my time figure out ways to use it in ways that I want to, and keep moving forward, right? And it's almost like then you say, okay, so you have sort of elected yourself into my product, right?
Pretty much, yes.
I've just put it out there, but you're playing with it,
Yeah.
and therefore I'm going to just focus from you, and everyone else who's a little slow on the uptake, well, I might still do something for them, but like you are the person who's so drawn to my product that now I am forced to sort of be drawn to you and look after you, and then slowly kind of find more people like that, right?
Yeah. And the rest of the segment is not someone to kind of ignore, but
Right.
like I was saying, that to take the come back to the Canva example, if like say, doing 3 designs in 1 week is a signal, then there is obviously some kind of significant delight or some, superior level of value that people are seeing, which correlates to that action, right? Uh, it could be on an e-commerce, like making like buying the protein shake, for example. So how do you kind of nudge people who are not in that segment to get into that segment? Because maybe they'll see the same value that people who naturally landed up there are seeing, if you can kind of nudge them into it, right? So that's
Right.
a kind of way to look at retention, a more proactive uh, way. So like that was the goal of the guys running the health e-commerce business. Like people come in to buy 50 rupee items, 100 rupee items, but can I nudge them to buy a protein shake? Because for whatever reason, that is a fantastic signal of their retention. So let me get them there. I'm too new and too early to understand what exactly they're seeing in terms of the value that makes them love my platform, but let me nudge them there and see what happens.
Right. And then maybe if you can find ways to convert even a few of those people, right,
Yeah.
into your protein shake segment, then you're almost sort of doing an acquisition all over again, right? And that's pretty
Yes
cool.
and no, because it is efficient, far more efficient, right? Because you already have a
Exactly.
relationship going with them.
Yeah.
So in terms of your costs and everything, it's far more efficient. So it's definitely like between acquiring a new user to buy protein shake, whereas cross-selling protein shake to an existing user, like no contest.
Yeah, it's just that I was trying to think of it as another form of a more product specific acquisition, not a relationship acquisition.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, cross sell is a probably easier term to go with.